Hello guys, this is Savas from Savas Designs, and today I want to share with you one of my favorite drawings. It's called The Ballad of the Wandering Cowboy, and you can guess the reason. It's basically a cowboy that is just wandering around with his banjo and his cat, and he's playing music, he enjoys life, and the birds come around to listen to his amazing music. So this is a composition, it's a character, actually it's three characters and a background. And I would like to speak about how I blend the whole thing, how I create one image with characters and background that look solid. Because yeah, sometimes like if you work in a studio or wherever, you are asked to create a single character. But sometimes this character needs to be on a background. So it's very important to balance the background and the character and to kind of bring the character inside the environment that he's in. So I have the speed drawing here. As you can see, I will show you a little bit of my sketch. It's not important, but yeah, it's the foundation, is the basis. You see, I start very rough. Again, it's like a construction site. I'm just creating lines, trying to figure out the shapes and everything, how the character will look, his posture, his emotions, everything. So at first I wanted to make a very cartoonish character, but then I decided I want this to make it realistic because I really like the concept. And as you see here, rough lines, rough sketch, some notes here and there. And now I decide where I will place the rest of the characters, the cat, the bird. This is important in the composition. What I want to do is, let's imagine we have like the outlines of the character, the cat, and the bird. Let's imagine everything is black. There's no color. It's just a solid black shape. This black shape, even if you see this as a silhouette, it needs to be recognizable. So the reason I place the cat over there, the bird, is so the silhouette is recognizable, even if it's solid black. If I place the cat like here, under his boot, it will get wasted because it will just it will steal some of the cat, the colors, the way they mix. There's just too much information. Okay, so this is the reason I separate my characters. I draw the harmonica, the banjo, the sole of the shoe. This is kind of, you give kind of a perspective. You're in 3D world, but you don't want to overdo this because yeah, some cameras they have this effect, but in real life no. Like the distance from the sole to let's say the rest of his body is too short to have this effect. So I do it because I over exaggerate. It's a character, but not too much again. So let me skip. Okay, here I put the solid colors. I choose my colors very carefully. My light sources is my primary light source, the secondary light source, and the reflect light. So the reflect light is the light that will come from the primary light source and it will bounce from the ground and it will create a third light. So let's move on. I start adding the shading. I change colors, of course, because this is still testing. Let's move forward. Okay, this is the bounce light, like the yellow lines. You see, the light hits the ground and bounces off. So of course it's gonna bounce off in the lower parts of the body. And now the secondary light, these blue lines. So my secondary light is blue, obviously, and it adds. And now the rocks, like the environment, the cactuses, clouds, and yeah, that's it. That's it on Procreate. Okay, just gonna leave that over there playing. Now, when I finish my drawings on Procreate, I take everything on Photoshop, because I have some effects that I cannot have in Procreate, like vibrance, levels, pretty much anything. So this is the final piece on Photoshop, and I would like to speak a little bit about the environment. As you see, I have added some mountains here, the cactuses also. And if you notice, the further we move from the focal point, the more blurry it is, because the eye doesn't concentrate on that, so it tends to be blurry. And also, the further away you go, the more atmosphere is between you and the object you see. So obviously it's gonna be less saturated because of the atmosphere, because of the air between you and the object. So you see that here. The cactus is very desaturated, the mountains. Even the sand, the further away we move, the more desaturated it is, because again, there's more atmosphere between. So we spoke about the atmosphere, that the further you move away, the more desaturated it is. Now, the opposite happens as well. Your focal point is the most saturated part, and it's also the sharpest part. And okay, here, what is our focal point? Is it the face? Is it the cat's face? Is it the bird? I can say it's pretty much anything. I don't see this as again, it's not a single character, it's a composition. And usually in compositions, even in traditional paintings, there are three main, let's say, objects inside this painting. Three primary objects. The rest is secondary. So I follow this principle here. So one object is my hero, the second is the cat, and the bird. So the focal point, I would say, is this area over here. This is where the action happens. This is where the music comes from. This is where all the emotion is hidden. So obviously it's more saturated and more sharp. So another thing I would like to speak about is how to blend, again, the character in the environment. And I spoke about the reflection light. What is the reflection light? It's the light that bounces, and it has a color. This color is the color of your environment. So, for instance, I have a color at the moment. What is it? It's kind of purple, isn't it? Why? I have a light source next to me that is purple. So that creates a purple effect on me. Same principle applies here. Your light source is the sky. It's bluish, white, kind of like that. So we need to consider that. Also, we need to consider that the sand is brownish. So again, that will have an effect on our colors. And also, the colors next to each other, they communicate. Why? Because of the reflections, again, because of the light. Imagine I'm holding, this is actually a very nice painting about this. Imagine I'm holding, let's say, metallic object. Okay, this metallic object obviously absorbs the light from around, right? So it's like a mirror. And let's say I have a red object next to this metallic object. The metallic object will have a red saturation. They interact with each other. So with this principle, I do the same. You see, like banjo, it has a little bit of blue. It's metallic. Actually, there could be more blue there. Like, why not? It's metallic object, and it should absorb some of the color from the cloth, right? So yeah, let's do that. And let's put that in color mode, and a little bit less. Okay, why not? It's fixing, but later on. Also here, I did this already, but a little bit more. And here you have the red from the other side. Let's do the same. Right? So the surfaces interact with each other. Everything is like, it's like a dance of colors and objects and surfaces and lights, and you need to balance that. Okay, so that's more interesting, a little bit less. Okay, that's more interesting. That's more inside the space, right? The banjo interacts with the cowboy. He's holding it. So let's do the same here. His boot interacts with the ground, so there's a little bit of reflection there. Let's see. Where's the boot? Let's say the boot should be there. Okay, so again, and on the rocks. Right now it's like the rocks are floating. No, we want to implement the rocks on the ground. So again, I'm gonna add some brown. Let's make the transition smooth, because this is what nature does. Smoother now, yeah? Of course, this is very rough. Let's put more color and a little bit softer. But you get the idea. And let's put it like 50%. Maybe more. Yeah, but this is the principle. Again, the same can happen here for the flowers and the cactuses. And not too much because, okay, this is surfaces that don't have natural reflection. Okay, they do have, but not too much, like the banjo, like the harmonica. These objects absorb light. Speaking about the harmonica, the same. Like, okay, it's quite blue, but where's my reflections? Right there, right? It's the reflection from this bluish thing that he's wearing, and also from the red clothes. Right there. Right. Obviously we can make it a little bit smoother. Let's do like Gaussian blur, but not too much. Yeah. By the way, I'm doing this very fast. Obviously, if I want to do it, I put more effort and time on this. But this is just the main idea, the principles. Again, here, same principle, the reflections. Okay, so again, what I'm trying to do is to make the whole character and his instrument and his animals one thing in the same environment with the same light sources. It's very useful to have this navigator over here because you see your drawing for a little bit smaller. This is helpful. Also, to rotate the canvas is kind of helpful. And again, like here, okay, the cast shadows right here. Like the hand, okay. There could be reflection on the hand, bluish one. Not too much. There, maybe. Yeah, why not? Here, there is a little bit already, but let's add some more. That's great. Same here. This whole red area is around the blue. So that will affect each other. By the way, I would like to mention that the blue and the red I'm using, if you see, I'm picking this from the reds and the blues I already have in the drawing. It's not a random blue, because the blue is the blue of the shirt. That blue will interact with the rest. So it's very important to have the same same color, same hue, same saturation, same vibrance, everything. So okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do these principles on this drawing. I think it's turning out quite good, and I will share the results. But yeah, that was the video about how to implement the character inside the environment. Having said that, this is my drawing. I will post the final drawing as well. I will add some more details, and I will post it. So if you have any comments, please write them down. If you do some things I do in a different way, let me know. I'm interested to know what your methods are. And yeah, let's keep in touch. Thank you for watching.